is Fantasy Tomorrow. Welcome back for week 2 of fantasy football. We are going to be doing things a little differently now. We have decided to go on ahead and instead of doing one super long video, break it up into a few short ones so we can cover our categories a little bit better and provide you guys with more information to help take you to the championship. As always, my name is Jaden, and we have our self-proclaimed fantasy football expert Caleb Henley on the line. Okay, you guys made it to the last segment. It is going to be trades. So I guess our first question really is, are there any certain principles to remember when going into a trade?
Yeah, so we need to remember it's kind of like the stock market in a way. We need to buy low, sell high. So when we're trading, we need to trade for players that have had a down week or two, but that you expect to rebound back to their normal production. And then if we're trading away players, we want to trade away players who have broken out, but who we expect to regress back to their mean when it comes to production. So be careful not to overspend for players that have only had 1 or 2 productive weeks. We don't want to spend a ton for somebody and then end up getting burned by them when they go back down to their normal production, and then we end up disappointed. So buy low, sell high.
That must be why I don't get football very much, because I know absolutely nothing about the stock market. It was one of those pleasures I just didn't get the chance to learn.
That's how it goes.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, now that we know that I obviously don't know anything about stock market or fantasy football, are there any players that had a down week this week that you think that we should be targeting to trade?
Yeah, so one player that I would target is actually Michael Thomas, wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints. Now, he had a bad week in week 1. He only caught 3 balls. He got you probably only 2 or 3, maybe 4 points in your leagues. And no doubt that the owner of Michael Thomas is probably pretty frustrated with his production, not to mention he also got hurt. So if you can get him at a discount, I'd go for it, because you want Michael Thomas in your lineup if he's healthy, if he's playing, because he's going to score you a ton of points if he's playing. Also, Austin Ekeler, he's running back for the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, the Chargers, they had a rough and weird game plan where they didn't involve Ekeler in the passing game at all. And that's where Ekeler really thrives, in the passing game. He only caught 1 ball. But I don't think that's going to happen in the future. I think that he's going to be more involved in the passing game. And in week 1, Ekeler was actually very involved in the rushing game. So if you can combine that rushing ability, those carries, with more passes in the future, that's someone that you want. But his owner's probably disappointed in his production. You could probably get him at a discount. A tight end that I think you should trade for is probably Darren Waller. He didn't score a ton of non-PPR points, but he was targeted 8 times by Derek Carr. So he's going to be the focal point of the Raiders' offense, and he's one of the top 5 tight ends that you want to start each and every week. So if you can have him on your team, go get him. Then also Nick Chubb, he's running back for the Cleveland Browns. Now, he split carries with Kareem Hunt. He actually got out-carried by Kareem Hunt this week, but I don't think that's going to be the case in the future. I think Chubb is going to return back to his normal self. I think he was efficient with the carries that he did get in week 1, but the Browns' offense as a whole just did not do very well in week 1. So if you can get Chubb at a discount, I'd go for it. I think that he's going to have value even if he's in a timeshare.
Well, there you have it, guys. Are there any players that you feel had a breakout week this week and we should still feel comfortable trading?
So there's a couple. One is Adrian Peterson. He surprisingly led all the Lions running backs in touches on Sunday, and he looked pretty good for being as old as he is. But I wouldn't trust him for the rest of the season. I think rookie DeAndre Swift is eventually going to take over as the leading back for the Lions, and Peterson is probably not going to do as great later on in the season. So if you can sell him while his price is high, do it. Another player that I would feel comfortable trading away is running back Raheem Mostert. He finds himself in a similar situation now. While he's probably more talented at this point than Adrian Peterson, he's in a similar situation that he's in a 3-headed back timeshare. So while he did break out against the Cardinals, he scored a ton of points, I think that it's going to be kind of hit and miss with him. And he could go a couple of weeks and bust and then have a big breakout week, and you just can never really feel comfortable starting him in your lineup just because you can't trust him on a consistent basis. So if you can trade him away for somebody who's a bit more consistent, I would go ahead and do it.
Okay, guys, there you have it. That was all of our segments this week. That's all the information that you need to hopefully make some good and informative trades. As always, thank you, Caleb. That was Caleb. I am Jaden. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Fantasy Tomorrow, giving you the information to learn today and win tomorrow. Bye, guys.